Benzion Sanders, welcome to the program. Can I just ask you first, as a former IDF soldier, what did go through your mind on October 7th? What did you think about what happened, obviously as an Israeli, and what did you think was going to come next?
You know, actually on October 7th, I was not too far from the Gaza border at my wife's family's house, and it was terrifying. Heard the reports, and immediately when I started seeing the images of the massacres, my heart went out. And when I saw the images of the retaliation and the bombing, I felt a deep pain because I felt like I was seeing what I had experienced in 2014 happening all over again. Like then, in a more smaller scale, we also saw a horrific terrorist attack, which 3 Israeli teenagers were kidnapped and murdered, which led to the ground invasion then. Before we went in, we were told that the areas had been cleaned out of terrorists, of civilians, and the only people who remained were terrorists. That ended up not being entirely true. The entire neighborhood was bombarded before we went in. And, we lost soldiers from my unit. After I came out, I just hoped and prayed that we had decisively eliminated the threat. And that was the only thing that gave me a little bit of consolation for the death and destruction that I saw. And what I discovered in the years after that was not only did we not decisively eliminate the threat, but my own government actually was party to the bolstering of Hamas and the strengthening of Hamas. And I started becoming a peace activist and calling against these policies, which actually weren't as interested as much in defeating Hamas as they were interested in expanding the settlement project and preventing a Palestinian state. But when I think about the leadership of my country, my government, and the statements that they're making, basically, saying that the entire civilian population is accountable. They should have rose up and overthrown Hamas. Or, the Minister of Finance who said he doesn't differentiate between Hamas and the Palestinian Authority. I think that this is a leadership that I don't really trust.
Benzion, you, after 2014, became a peacenik, so to speak, but you're also a reservist. What is it like for you at this moment when so much of the Israeli people, people around the world, in fact, believe that this war should happen, that Hamas should be wiped out, that this kind of situation cannot continue? Do you feel out of step with your own nation?
Well, I think that fundamentally I am aligned with the interests of my nation, and I do the work that I do because I care about the future of my people. I think that what is still a question that needs to be answered, and that people are starting to answer their questions, ask this question to themselves, is the lie that we've been told that the only way to defeat Hamas is only through military force? I think the defeating of Hamas is a very, very worthy and very, very moral cause. But I know that guns alone are not going to defeat Hamas, because Hamas is not just a terrorist organization, it's an idea. Even if we kill every single member of the Al-Qassam brigade, the idea of Hamas will be strengthened unless we change direction and start working towards a political solution. And I think that the majority of people in my country maybe don't fully agree with me on that right now, but I speak to diaspora Jews because I think their voice and their involvement in what's going on in Israel is crucial to pressure their own governments and to pressure their own communities to make sure that they're supporting a way forward that involves independence and rights for both Israelis and Palestinians, because that's the only way we're going to have peace and security. And I think that that's crucial. And nothing will bring back the lives of the thousands of civilians who've been killed in the past few weeks. But in order to prevent this from happening again, and it will happen again, maybe it won't be as bad, maybe it will be worse, we need to work towards a political solution.